What is up, guys? I am Haven,
I'm Cameron.
and this is Yappin'
This is
Away.
too zoomed in.
Too zoomed in.
Yeah.
Everyone we've done has been zoomed into 1.2.
Yeah, but that was back further. We can't even see our arms. No, don't stop it. We gotta see the arms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little better, boy.
All right, we are back for episode 3.
I don't think we're gonna post one. Look, editing them is really hard. It takes me literally hours. I'm halfway through editing just the audio of the second one we did, and it took me like 2 hours. I'll get better at it for sure. I'll learn the tricks, but...
We're between episode 1 and 3.
Also, on episode 1, we talked about Riley and
Kate?
Kate, and now all the news has come out, and I just feel like we shouldn't. But we could always cut it.
No. We put beforehand. This was filmed on this date.
I feel like that's so dramatic.
1 week prior to everything being figured out.
I guess we have to see what we said. I don't think we said anything bad, but might be sensitive now. You saw the news about both of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the Kate one, there could supposed to still be some conspiracy to it.
Right?
But
I was kind of thinking the
maybe
same
not.
thing.
The photoshopping stuff, doesn't make sense. But then at the same time, what if she, is, bald now or something, and that's why they were photoshopping?
You didn't see the video of her?
Oh, no.
Oh, really? So what did you even see?
I just got an Apple News notification that Kate Middleton has cancer.
No, she put out, a video of her sitting on a bench outside. It's 2 minutes long. You should watch it. And she just kind of explained it. She's like, thank you guys for all the support. I went into the surgery thinking it was non-cancerous. And then upon the test afterwards, it actually is cancer. So she's starting, treatment and stuff. It was a good video.
Interesting.
But honestly, it looked like AI.
Well, if it is no conspiracy, I hope you get better, Kate. And even if it is conspiracy, whatever it is, I hope you get better.
Something's up either way,
But
so...
if you're alive, I hope you get better.
Yeah. She's alive, I think. I mean, she did make a video. But maybe they filmed it, before her death. They had this planned. Who knows?
With AI, you can do anything.
What?
With AI, you can do anything.
I need to learn how to use AI.
So what did you do today?
I woke up. I had the day off, first of all. I didn't go to work. You didn't either, right?
Mm-mm.
I woke up around 8:30. Got my little butt to the gym. First day in a while.
Did you go to the Lean Bean afterward?
No, I didn't. And then I got home. I did therapy until about noon. And then I took a little nap, actually. A little 45-minute napper. Those are the best. I'm actually surprised. I used to never be able to nap like that. I would be out for 3 hours if I fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But now I wake up and it's so nice.
Or you'd stay asleep before?
Yeah, unless I set an alarm, I couldn't just take a small nap.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I avoid napping.
Yeah. And then I went to IKEA. Got this bad boy. This little table right here. This little plant. It is actually alive. I don't know if you even knew that.
I could tell.
So we'll see if Cameron keeps up with it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, shoot, I'm gonna have to
die.
I was like, I have to actually take care of this.
I mean, I think these plants are pretty easy to take care of, though. So I think you'll be okay.
I could take care of anything.
Even me?
Mm-hmm. Of
Financially?
course. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Good to know.
And a child, and not our child, but I was gonna... Fine, I could support our child, too.
Thank you. Anyway, yeah. IKEA, went to Best Buy. Got this little arm stand. I'm sorry Cameron doesn't have one. I tried to get him one.
They were
only
out.
had one. And one is better than none, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he'll have one soon.
I got an arm.
That is true. What did you do today?
I thought you would never ask.
You shouldn't have thought that.
I woke up. I got breakfast.
Where at?
The Lean Bean.
With you know who?
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
So then
you need to stop.
I
with
went
that.
to I went to Pep Boys because my car was squeaking, right? You know, I'm like, oh, brakes, bad.
Was you know who also there?
Yeah.
Wow. She
What?
came for the fucking daily chores.
Yeah, because it was at the same time.
Tom.
So then they say, come back at 2. I come back at 2 for the inspection. You know, it takes like an hour to inspect.
Mm-hmm.
I come back. No, I don't come back. I get a call.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Cameron, how close are you?
Oh, God. I'm so close.
I'm like 2 minutes away. I could be right there. He's like, all right, there's some things I need to show you.
He's about to give you a bad diagnosis.
So they bring me in. They show me my car. They're like, here's your brakes. They're like literally like not worn down at all.
And that's what you went in for, your brakes.
And
Interesting.
my headlights both stopped working last night, so I mentioned that to them, which that I didn't figure out the reason to, but it is not that, they're just burnt out, so it's something else.
You got some big technical issues in there.
Yeah, electrical. Yeah, they wanted to do like an electrical diagnosis, but anyway, when they did that, my brakes were fine. The squealing was because I hit like a rock or something in the road that like fucked up my car big time, and the like chassis and these extendable arms that the tires are attached to that go to like the chassis are bent. And
What's the chassis? That's like the whole thing,
like the
right?
frame, yeah.
Okay.
So just like a bunch of that stuff is bent, but the rock also like smashed my transmission in.
How big was this rock?
I don't know. It was dark. I don't even know what I hit,
Oh, and your
if I'm
headlights
being
were broken.
honest.
Wait, you hit it when your headlights were broken or before?
Before. It was late in the night, and like
Where were you?
I was just coming back home from somewhere.
Where?
Eastlake.
Eastlake?
Yeah.
Where were you in Eastlake?
We had a friend over there.
Oh.
Anna Manabia.
Oh shit, you saw her yesterday?
What?
What?
No, this did not happen yesterday.
Oh.
The damage. This was months ago, but like.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. So like, I
was
didn't.
like, damn.
I didn't. No, I didn't correlate the squeaking to the accident.
Mm-hmm.
So, eventually, when I realized the squeaking, I thought it was my brakes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think there was any damage aside from like, cosmetic on the outside.
Yeah, your bumper was fucked, right?
Yeah, and still is. So that was like the only damage I thought there was, but no, like my transmission got smashed in. And when they were there, they said like what they can like tell me right now without like even going like into more like depths to see what's wrong is like probably like 2.8 thousand like dollars in repairs. So they're like, and like I wouldn't even want to like touch any of that. So I suggest you take it to a collision repair.
What are they gonna do?
I just have to pay for insurance. So I would pay $1,000 and they'll fix it.
That's like a copay.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called with car insurance, but
you can have like $250, $500, and like $1,000, I think. So like $1,000 will just make your insurance cheaper. But then like it's kind of worth it if you have like the $50 one or whatever, or $250. I forget what I just said. But then like you wreck your car and you pay $250 and you get a new one.
Shit.
So
you
yeah,
should drive
that's
more reckless, honestly.
I mean, that's why like insurance is so great.
Yeah, I've never gotten in a car accident, so I don't
And you
You
would
got
like,
wood.
I don't know, your car's like still pretty new. So like when I totaled my
Ish.
last car, I was very surprised like how much money I got from it.
What year is your car?
My last one was 2003 and I totaled it in 2019 and I got like,
I'm asking what year is your car?
oh, now is 2011 or 12.
Okay. That's not super old.
Mm-hmm.
I already want a new car. I'm sick of mine.
I don't know. I say keep her chugging for a while.
I probably will. I'm finally almost done paying it off. That's the shitty part.
You don't want to get back into another one.
No. I don't.
It'll
But I
be
want a new
nice
car.
not having to pay anything for a while.
Yeah. I'll probably do it for like a year or so when I get a new one. Is this a boring topic?
What?
Car problems?
Maybe if we don't know like what we're talking about.
I mean, I have no fucking clue.
We got car problems and we don't know about cars.
Yapping away. Did we even do an intro?
Yeah, and then I zoomed it out. I said I'm Haven.
Welcome to Yapping Away, where we yap, you listen, and we know nothing about everything. Just in case we didn't do that. If we did, you won't even see it. It's hot in here.
Are you? We can open the window if you want.
Yeah. Please?
I literally made a list of things wrong with my car this morning to like get them fixed. So it was like cracked windshield, alignment, brakes, a bunch of like little stuff. And then after this, I went in there and I was like, all right, I can take brakes off that. But now there's just 1,000 other problems that like I can't really add. But I do think just taking my car to get repaired for an accident will like fix everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think if it's electronic, it could literally turn into a million things. Maybe things you don't even know about yet, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how do you really feel deep down?
Yeah, that's what they were saying about the 2.8 thousand. They're like, that's just what we can tell you, like, off the surface. Like, if you get it inspected, it's going to go a lot deeper than that. How do I feel deep inside? I just feel like every corner of life, there's just something else bending me over and just hitting me hard.
You feel like you're getting just fucked by life right now?
Like, every month for, like, the last, like, 6 years.
Every month you get
Maybe
bent
not
over.
every month, but, like, I do feel like there's never-ending problems. Not never-ending problems, because the problems end, but one problem ends and then another one occurs.
I think that's life. But, I don't know. What was it last month?
Death.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, what?
January, not a bad month.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't see you as someone who has a lot of things going on bad. But
Yeah.
maybe you just don't share it.
I think
My goal for you in 2024 is to get you to open up more.
there's like what are they called? Circumstances
Mhm.
in life that like play out that like do get to me, but like I don't like show it, and like I don't know, I think that's fine to like let stuff get to you. It's just a matter of like how bad you let it affect you. So like I do think that like I just saw something about it. So like someone like a doctor or something is talking about something called high functioning depression,
Mhm.
which is where it's someone who like can work jobs, like be like completely responsible, but then like they're like mentally like not okay.
Mhm.
And I kind of feel like that's me, to where like I'm able to like get through like normal daily life, but at the same
Right.
time
It doesn't
I'm
shut
still
you down.
like thinking so much about like what is wrong.
Yeah. I feel like I have to base a lot of like how I'm actually feeling on how I feel when I'm alone, and like there's nothing distracting me. Because I feel like in like public situations or social situations, I can always be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like maybe I'll be a little quiet, but other than that, I'm okay. But then I get home at night and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So,
Exact same.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know what it is.
I think you just gotta let yourself feel it. It's the only way it gets better. I never used to do that either. I feel like I don't know how you are emotionally, like in your own head, but from what I see and how you like talk about emotions to me, it seems like you're very closed off to them. But that could just be how you come off. And also you're a guy, so I think that's very common in men too. To kind of just have that push forward mentality and kind of just like leave it to the side.
Thugging it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You do that, I'm guessing.
I think, I don't know, like I very recently have found myself like tearing up like for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't think it's like for no reason, but just like when I'm alone I like have been a lot more emotional.
That's good though. I feel like you look like you're gonna cry right now. That's okay. But no, I mean, I think that's very valid, and you've gone through a lot lately at least, so it's good. You gotta let yourself feel it.
Yeah, I also think just like having to deal with a lot of stuff like from a young age, like losing family, just made it seem like it was normal.
Yeah, you get like numb to it.
Like I don't know how to fully explain it, but I do know like my dad took me to like therapy because he just felt like there was something wrong with me because I didn't like express emotion like ever.
Like, how young were you though?
That would be like 8th grade.
Okay.
So he took me there for that.
I didn't know you'd been to therapy.
Yeah.
Slay King.
And then, okay, so actually, I'm not autistic.
Okay.
I forgot. But I think my dad had the school, like, low-key do, like, an autism test on me one day. Because, like, of my emotion stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Saying, like, I just, like, don't have, like, proper emotions, maybe. Or, like, I don't.
Maybe you don't feel as connected?
I think as I've gotten older, it's changed a lot. Like, maybe after losing somebody as, like, a teenager, it kind of, like, was the first time, like, I felt like I actually was, like...
Feeling it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But those huge moments like that it's what's going to, like, change your mindset, too, and just make you see life differently. So... as much as they suck, like, they do serve a purpose for you. And, like, regardless, they're going to make you think different about literally everything. It's just, like, shock.
So, yeah, my dad had me tested for autism, or the school did. I don't really remember.
You're negative.
Yeah, they said, like, I had, like, the best scores.
They're like, why the fuck did he bring you here?
It was strange.
Yeah, I mean, I see your dad's worry about it, but also, I don't see your dad being super emotional either, like, ever, so I could see where you would have gotten that from, too, just with all that you've been through.
Yeah, my dad's, like, not emotional at all. At least, not in front of me.
Yeah. That probably played a big role in, like, how you even view and process emotions. Like, growing up with just a dad that is not emotional, like, you're not even going to... it's not going to be in the forefront of your mind to, like, be emotional about things. So, this is basically me just saying, I get you. And I feel like you're valid for that. You're just a product of your environment.
For real.
What can you do? You realize it eventually.
Yeah, I think, too, I more just need to be asked stuff. Whereas, like, I won't just come to somebody
That's why I prod you. Sometimes I feel like I annoy you when I ask you a million questions. Do I?
No.
You like being asked?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I feel that definitely just it's stuff that I should talk about, but like I said, I'm not going to unless provoked.
Right. That's how I kind of felt about it too. I'm glad you feel the same way. Cause like sometimes I know something big's going on in your life, and like you won't say a word, and I'm like fucking talk to me. Like we're best friends. But I get it. At least I know I can ask you some questions.
Oh yeah.
They will be increasing.
Yeah, I like to be open.
Yeah, I know you do. Like I never feel like when I ask you, you avoid necessarily. And when you do, I can tell you just genuinely have not processed it yet. So like I'll ask him again in a week. See how I was feeling then. Like sometimes I'll ask you about something, like maybe a little more deep, and you just make like a joke and like write it off. Like I don't want to give an example because I'm thinking of one that I shouldn't say, but you know what I mean? I'll ask you like a deeper question and you'll be like, ah, da, da, da. And I'm like, okay. Like he definitely is not in the place to share how he's actually feeling right now. So I'll just ask a little later. And maybe he'll have something to say. And you usually do. Like, for example, I've asked you about your little situation you've got going on with you know who. And, like, in the past, you would not comment, like, at all. But now you do. Because you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was lost, but I'm now found.
Exactly. And I feel like maybe... Okay, I don't want to turn this into a therapy session, but I think you do things without thinking how they're going to make you actually feel first. Like, I feel like it takes you a while to realize what you're actually doing. At least in that situation. Like, you did not know what you wanted out of that situation before you got into it.
Well, like, it's what's it called, you know?
You're having fun.
Seeing the flags and still branded.
Right.
It's just not caring.
You need to care.
I do need to care. So you see that documentary, Quiet on Set?
No, I still didn't watch it. Tell me about it.
It's disturbing.
Is it just Drake Bell or there's other people talking?
There's other people's, but it mainly comes from people from the Amanda Show and then some spin-off shows.
Is Amanda Bynes on it?
No, but she's talked about a lot. But yeah, that's the thing. As far as what I've seen, she's not in it, like herself talking. But like they do talk about her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like the face of Nick in the beginning, and then like ultimately was like Dan Snyder's like project child or like big break.
Yeah, and I feel like she's definitely the most fucked up now.
Yeah, I think like now as in like today, I think she's a lot better. I think she did have a phase where she was very like unwell publicly. Part of last, I guess. So the employees there, a lot of women mainly were like complaining about stuff, but everybody had like complaints.
Right.
But he would often like joke to like writers and stuff to like massage them.
Mm-hmm.
But they said the thing about like Dan is like it came off as a joke, but like you knew if you like didn't do it, he would get mad. And he would even like offer bribes and stuff. So he would say like, oh, if you can eat 2 tubs of ice cream, I'll give you $300. So then like this one lady did that. She got like very sick and like Dan never gave her the money. And then another time when he did one of those public bets, she said, oh, will you add it to the tab? And he like pulled her aside into a separate room and said like, how dare you ever like make less of me or something, like make it seem like I don't go through with my dares, and like got all like super serious with her about that.
Through it, right?
But like he legit didn't pay her. And then he would also like offer like jobs. Would that be like he'd say like, oh, I'll put your script in this episode
Right, yeah.
if you like massage me or do these dares. And like ultimately, I don't think Dan like physically sexually assaulted people or did something that will like land him in prison, whereas it's just like he's such a like fucking weirdo. Because actually, no, when we get to Amanda Bynes, that can change everything, but from what I've heard, everything like has been just so subliminal with Dan to where it's like hard because it's like the stuff he's doing isn't illegal. It's just like very weird. I mean, some of it is like the child labor laws they were breaking.
Oh, so they knew what they were doing. So other people like kind of knew that he was being horrible, and they still supported it.
Yeah, I think it was. It is hard to say, because it's.
I mean,
like,
he probably like brainwashed them and like manipulated them.
And it's that line to where like it's inappropriate, but it's not illegal. So like they can speak up and like lose their job, but it's not like, oh, I can speak up and like take this terrible guy down.
Right, they're not going to do anything to him by standing up to him, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I think like a lot of the people there, like they said like they hated it, but they had to quit because they felt like there was like nothing else they could do. And it makes me think, because like as a child, I kind of like wanted to like be a child actor, but I know my dad like definitely did not like want to support that. And I feel like it's probably that like our parents know like this fucked up stuff was going on, and like even like we kind of knew, because like it when we were young we could see like how Miley and like some people were going down like bad paths, but I guess we just didn't know like
why.
what the cause was.
Right, honestly, I feel like the media just makes it out to be like, oh, they're just going crazy. They didn't really care about why.
So when we get to Amanda Bynes, which could be now actually, that's pretty much what happened. Everybody at one point was calling Amanda Bynes crazy. But
yeah, I remember that.
If everything she is saying is true, she had made an alternate Twitter account because her account was run by like her manager or parents, and they pretty much like are in control of her life. Like she can't answer for herself or like do any of that stuff that a normal person can do. So she made an alt in Twitter. Her real Twitter was like saying that account was fake and stuff. So she literally uploaded her ID to prove it was her. She said some message about like how men are like terrible in Hollywood, but all of it was lowercase except for specific letters, and the letters that were lowercase spelled Dan did it.
Smart girl.
One of her tweets, she was claiming she got pregnant at 13 years old by her manager and had an abortion. Amanda wanted to grow up as well, so she wanted like more mature roles, and when Dan was like helping her do that, I think he helped her get a role on the show that the producer of Friends was gonna write or produce, whatever. He was the main guy, the Friends producer, and Dan was like a helper, and they just did not get along. So they kicked Dan out of the writer's room, which Dan denies being kicked out of there, but like they say he was kicked out and only allowed to be there for like Amanda's support. She wanted to get emancipated, so Dan was like really trying to help her. And I think
Dan was her manager, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she ran away from home and lived with Dan at some point. And during that, he was trying to emancipate her. It failed, and their connection kind of like fizzled out after that. I'm sure her parents were like not letting her be around him. So after that, Dan was completely off of the adult show that he was on with her, and was like forced to go back to Nickelodeon, which is then probably when he made like Drake and Josh, or like a little bit before that. It was like his fate to like kids television forever. What's so annoying though is I see so many TikToks defending Jerry Trainer when he has not spoken up about anything yet. They just bring up clips of him like getting in the way of like the camera when like Dan was being weird and stuff and saying like, oh, he was trying to protect the kids. But like if that's the case, why did Jerry continue to work with them? And why has he not said anything yet? All he's done is unfollow them, which like is the bare minimum you can do. Like, you're gonna unfollow them once they get exposed. I refuse to believe you work with these people for your whole life and don't know these things.
Not to defend him for not speaking up, but I think there is like reasons why he's not. Like, I'm sure he's protecting his own career and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I guess it's not that I'm mad he hasn't spoken up. I'm more mad, not mad. I don't get why people on TikTok are trying to pull up clips of him, like, on the show, trying to say that was him defending the kids when he, like,
right, they should just leave him out of it
himself.
I think he should just be left out of it. Unless he did something bad.
Or if he has something to say.
I mean, I'm sure everybody who worked with all of them have something to say, but it's like, I guess he probably might not think it's, like, that much evidence for him to just say, yeah, like, he was weird. Like, maybe he doesn't know all this actual horrible shit that was going on. He just kind of, like, was an outsider in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was one of, like, few adults on set.
Right.
So I really, like, want to hear his side, but yeah, he doesn't have to give it. And, like, truthfully, like, he could not have, like, a real side. Because, like, if you don't know, it's probably best not to, like, speak.
And it seemed like it was all probably very calculated. Like, all the bad shit. Like, it seems like they knew what they were doing.
Dan was very smart. That is the thing.
Exactly. Like, he probably didn't do anything that horrible around adults who he think would care.
I did hear that Jerry would come on set days he didn't have any film, and he would say to practice lines or to, like, read his script, and people say he thinks he did that to, like, watch over the kids. So if that is the case,
speculation, but maybe
it could make sense, because I don't see why he would want to go to set if he's not, like, gonna get paid or be in an episode.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. Some people.
Some people.
We don't think you guys are crazy. But yeah, Drake Bell also released, like, a music video in English. Funny, because, you know, he went to Mexico and he, like, makes Spanish music.
Right. I feel like we can't, like, victimize Drake Bell without talking about what he did. We do not support Drake Bell.
I don't necessarily know what he did. That's the thing. I hear a lot of people think he's a pedo or did pedo stuff, but from my understanding, that's not it at all, and it has to do with that he put, like, a child in a dangerous situation.
Yeah, it was child endangerment. And I think he had, like, very weird texts with a child as well. I just don't want to, like, say all this shit about, oh, poor Drake Bell, and he has some pretty horrible claims about him as well.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, you have to be able to deal with trauma in an appropriate way. But it is the perfect example of how this trauma can turn you into, I don't want to call him a bad person, but he didn't become the best person he could have been.
Right, like, you can kind of understand why maybe he was led to horrible decisions, but he still made horrible decisions. Exactly. So, you know, you're still guilty. So it says he pleaded guilty, actually, to a felony charge of attempted child endangerment and a misdemeanor charge of disseminating matter harmful to juveniles related to inappropriate text messages he sent to a teenager in 2017. So, he pleaded guilty.
Was the child endangerment thing for when he got, like, paparazzi spotted him doing whippets in his car with his son?
No, I think this was all about that teenage girl he was texting.
Okay. See, I thought that's what the endangerment was for, that he got in trouble for doing whippets in the car.
I don't think so.
But he made a new music video, and in that music video, it starts with him as, like, a little kid getting taken into a trailer by, like, a grown man. And then, like, it cuts to, like, these, like, it's really, like, intense music video where it cuts to like him in the hospital like overdosing and stuff, and then it shows him in the car like doing whippets with like a kid in the car.
What the fuck?
So he's like
He's trying to send a message.
he's acknowledging his mistakes. He's not like using this as the time to accept it, like blame. He's not placing his blame on it. Did you see the sweet message his on-screen mother of Drake and Josh left?
I did see that. I think she's just innocent. She doesn't know what's going on. But even if she did, like, regardless, what happened to him was horrible. Not gonna, like, downplay that, but if you do something just as bad, I do have a lot less sympathy for you.
Hurt people, but that's not okay. In the end, like, he was hurt, but that's not...
He knows better than anyone that that's not okay. Because
Exactly. And that is how it should be seen, right? You were a victim, so you should know, like, the victim's mentality to, like, have to be through something so terrible, and then you do that to somebody else.
Yeah. It's not excusable. Like, yeah, I feel bad for him. But I also... The second he did it to someone else, like, that all goes out the window.
Yeah, I feel bad for who he was.
Right.
Everybody, no matter what the extent is, goes through some sort of trauma. And for
I got trauma too.
For the most, you guys turn out okay. I don't know if I should say we, because maybe you on the other screen might have trauma 100 times worse than us. But at the end of the day,
it's all relative.
If you handle it like a normal person, that's all that matters.
Go to therapy, people. Why don't you support therapy?
I didn't mean to shake my head.
No therapy. No, therapy's great.
I didn't mean to say no.
I think you should go to therapy.
I've been to therapy.
Now, as an adult. Honestly, therapy is the best thing I ever did. I was never against therapy, but I was always kind of just like, ugh, like, yeah, I could go, but, like, why? When I started it, I eat that shit up.
Quick therapy story. I actually stopped going to therapy because my dad brought me into therapy with a black eye.
What? Did he give it to you?
So then the therapist reported it.
What is going on?
The therapist reported it, and
Can I?
So yeah, that's why my dad stopped taking me there.
I want to ask my question again, but I guess I got my answer. Jesus fuck. Yeah, I mean, you should definitely... More of a reason to go to therapy right there.
It was nice, but... I don't know. It was nice to talk, but maybe now that I'm older, it would be different. I felt then I was just kind of trying to, like, avoid talking about the trauma.
Right.
To whereas I was just kind of, like, focusing on smaller problems.
I got an F in history class.
Exactly.
Wow, you have a fucking black eye. Right.
I, like, turned it into, like, I need, like, help in school.
Yeah, but that's the therapist's job, especially with children, is to, like, bring that out of you. Like, you don't know how to just dig into that at a young age.
Mm-hmm. I think it was next to a gun shop, too. I remember going and looking at some guns afterward.
They should need to get, like, checks with a therapist before they buy a gun.
Right? Isn't that so funny to have a fucking gun store right next to the therapist?
It's kind of perfect. Only if they use it, though.
Oh, but then they can, like...
Mental health check. Don't you have to get a mental health check to get a gun?
No. You just get a background check.
You should have to get a mental health check.
Yeah, you should, right?
That's really not a thing. I swear it was a thing.
No. If I wanted a gun, they would do the same stuff they do to make sure I can work at Coach.
That's crazy.
I mean, it depends where you live as well, but, like, I don't know. I think guns are cool. I think it's dope that we have the right to like own them and be able to shoot them. But I definitely think there could be better restrictions. I think it's crazy that there's just like not any sort of like legit exam, like answering questions, like even if it's filling out like an IQ test, I feel like that could probably help to some extent. Like there's literally nothing other than you have to have a clean record when we look you up.
That is crazy.
Like there could be any sort of test, even if it's like 20 hours of gun handling. That would be amazing if you had to like have trained practice with a gun to actually be able to own a gun.
Yeah, I feel like my worry and everyone's worry more is like the mental health though. Like people get a hold of guns. That's why we have fucking so many goddamn school shootings in this country. It's horrible. Like people are just literally not stable. Like you can't give them a fucking weapon.
Well, that's the thing too. I think if you had to like go through these, like they're not hard, just maybe more extensive lengths to get a gun, I think you would be able to like say you almost have a counselor. Like you want a gun, well you have to work with this person for 20 hours while they like assess you and show you how to use a gun. I think after like a certain, maybe longer than 20
Therapist
hours.
plus gun trainer.
But yeah, I think there should be somebody that clears you and says, I think this person is okay to use a gun. And then say
New job.
that person goes and shoots up a skull, then maybe that person who cleared them should be like, their job should be at risk. And then
That's a job you would want to have.
that will make people more strict at assessing people as well, because you know you don't want to lose your job because you gave this fucking emo kid a gun. Mass shootings are just so common, and even school shootings now are so common in America that they don't make national news.
Yeah,
But I think that is probably best that it stays off of national news, because I think it just inspires more than it implements. I think it implements fear and it inspires.
I think it's important for people to know though, because these are like the things that are going to influence people on gun rights.
Yeah, it is really hard to say because like everyone needs to know, but at the same time it's like the school shootings all started, I think, because of the publicity that like the Columbine school shooting got. Not exactly because of that, but that's what like inspired more people to say like, oh, I can do something like this too. What I wanted to say is I just feel like the gun problem in America is just so big that there's nothing we can do except fight fire with fire. And like I think on the
Big
surface,
statement, bro.
I think on the surface it sounds stupid. And this is an example that was given to me, and maybe you can think otherwise, so I would like your opinion. But if you were to go shopping and you had the choice between a mall that allowed guns and a mall that doesn't allow guns, and they're right next to each other, which one would you rather shop in?
What do you mean? Does any mall allow
Okay.
guns?
If you wanted to,
Like concealed carry? Is that...
yeah.
I mean, I think I'm gonna go on the one that allows them, because if
You're gonna give the right answer.
if anyone's gonna fucking shoot up the place, they don't give a fuck. I want people with guns to protect us.
Exactly. So like if you're gonna shoot up a place, which like I will say this is why schools are like big targets, because you're not allowed to have guns on schools. A place is more likely to get shot up if they know no one there is protected.
Correct.
Which is why I think like, and it is like bold saying that like, oh, we should have concealed carry everywhere, because I know like most people probably aren't going to agree with that, or at least a lot of people aren't going to agree with that.
But the people shooting up places are not people who care if they're allowed to concealed carry or not. Like,
exactly.
That's not the point.
And that's the thing, like, it's not legal to kill somebody, but people are still doing it. So
Right.
if you want to do something, you'll do it. But also as a gunner, you are not going to go into a place where you know somebody will kill you the second you like shoot. Like,
Right.
You want to go somewhere you'll be able to like do the most damage, not somewhere 10 other people are going to be able to like gun you down as well.
Right. The issue is not concealed carry. People who have concealed carry have little pistols. Not fucking AK-47s and ARs. Like, that's not the issue at all. It's the access to the guns that these people use.
It is like a epidemic almost because we just, unlike any other country, at least a first world country, they do not have access to guns, which I think is like insane because like it's crazy to me that like at 8 years old I was able to shoot a gun, and then other countries like you literally like cannot even like come in contact with one if you wanted to.
I don't really understand how they obtain these like assault weapons though. Like, is it through the black market? Is it? I mean, it's illegal. I don't know if it's just in California, but I'm pretty sure like assault weapons are illegal.
I'm not too sure if fully automatic ones are legal everywhere.
I don't think.
And like an assault rifle, just it's like a rifle. That doesn't mean it's automatic. Like an AR, people think the A stands for automatic. So assault rifles are legal. Like that could be a single shot.
I know that, but a lot of the people who shoot up places they're automatic weapons.
Oh yeah. So they can
Not
get
all.
bump stocks, which I don't know if those are illegal everywhere, but those can turn like a non-automatic weapon into an automatic.
Mm-hmm.
But like it really isn't that hard to get them anyway. Like if you wanted to order one to your house, you can. You know, obviously you should order it somewhere else safer, but I've known people that have ordered them to their front doorstep.
Okay, well, I think that's an issue. Let's fix that.
I don't know how you would fix that.
I mean, I think it's gotten to a point where it's so hard to fix because these things obviously already exist in our country. So it's like even if you stop the sale of them, like people are still going to have them, sell them. You know, it's not.
You do have to go through like deeper lengths. Like they're not just going on the internet and buying them. You know, they have to like go on the dark web and find them. But still, I don't know like how people are able to ship that stuff. And I know there are rules, like you can ship like parts of the gun
These
and it still be
motherfuckers
legal.
don't care about rules.
I think that really is all it is. Like there are laws that will allow you to be able to ship pretty much weapons and then like assemble them at home.
Right, you buy the parts and then you do it yourself.
Mhm. Like pretty yeah, it's like there are really weird rules, like even like having these guns, like you can like have the parts, but if they're like not connected or you have them in like two separate buildings, then like oh it's fine. If you have like the automatic rifle parts but they're separated in different buildings.
These rules should not even be in place. The people who are doing these horrible things do not give a fuck about the rules. That's why they're doing it.
It is strange too, because like when they are younger, I think it's more that they're like stealing their parents' weapons, or even some people do buy them, and that's the thing where it's like you can, as long as you don't have anything on your record, like it shouldn't have to be your first mass shooting that declares you're not okay to own a gun. Or it shouldn't be like your DUI that declares you don't have a gun. There should just be some sort of step above that.
They just need to stop selling these things. They need to stop manufacturing these parts. These things are only made for fucking war.
Well,
We are not at war actively. We don't need these things. Keep them out of the fucking hands of the public. Like, we do not need those. If people want a gun to protect their home, they can get 10 fucking pistols. I don't give a fuck. But they do not need assault weapons. Nobody needs that.
Okay, so the excuse I've heard for automatic is hunting.
I don't give a fuck.
Which I don't know about, but like one dude,
No one's gonna hunt with a fucking...
It was Craig. He was like insisting on why assault or automatic rifles should be legal, and he was saying that hunters use them, and that like if a big bear's coming at you, you're gonna want one. And I'm like, that's why they're legal. And he's like, yep. Hunting, yeah, hunting is what they use them for. Like that's their main purpose. But I don't know, maybe they are, maybe they're not. It sounds a little dramatic.
That's definitely not their fucking main purpose. Hunters can stop fucking hunting if that's really what it is. If it's one man gets killed by a fucking bear because he's stupid and wants to hunt animals versus 40 little kids surviving, it's not up for debate. But unfortunately it is. I'm sleepy and hungry. I'm hungry and sleepy.
You want to eat?
What do you got? Where do you want to go?
Jack in the Box?
I just ate that the other day.
I don't know, man.
And you can't drive.
I'm not sure what I have.
You're gonna make me drive.
You know what? Just get food on your way home.
So now you don't want to eat with me?
Women, bruh. You can't make them happy.
No, you can. You just don't know how.
Tell me how. Tell me how I can make you happy without making A, B, and C sad.
What? I don't fucking care about A, B, and C. I'm right here. That's a very broad question. How do you make women happy in what sense? Sexually?
Ugh, I already know that. Give me something I can really use.
You tell me what you can use. I'll let you know.
How can I stop making women want a KMS?
What are you doing to them to make them want to do that? I would say whatever that is, you better stop it.
All right. Thank you for the last episode of the podcast. How do you make someone feel like
they're the only one?
Yeah.
You be loyal and you give them no fucking reason to believe otherwise.
Right,
The second you give them a single reason, the trust is hard to get back.
I guess that could mean a lot then. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Do you believe like there's stages of a relationship, and like if something happens so early on, but like we were kind of talking, it should affect you that bad? Say you knew someone for less than a month and were like still flirting with other girls, or maybe even hooked up with another one, but like this was maybe someone you just were hooking up with and talking to. Nothing like too serious, but like, you know, like it could go somewhere.
I mean, it depends like where you guys are in the relationship. Like you're saying you're not dating at all.
Say feelings aren't even talked about.
Well, you can do whatever you want. And if they're going to hold that against you, that truly is on them.
Right? See, I feel like that's a big thing. Like, I'll do stuff early on that upsets people, but I feel like there's like a threshold of time where it's like, and maybe that's my personal thing where I know a lot of people who do that, where they're like, well, we're not like official, or like this is really young, so I am still gonna like keep my options open or like talk to other people. But then like some people get so offended they find out like, oh, you didn't cut everyone off the moment like we were like did something.
I think women just kind of work that way though. Like I feel like they're cutting everyone off, so they're expecting you to. Which I do agree is unfair. But also, on your end, I think it is your responsibility to, like, own your actions and know that you have a situation with someone else, even if it's not super serious. And that if you do this, that, or the other thing, like, it could affect them. You know? And you kind of just have to weigh the consequences. Be like, okay, well, maybe they won't care and I'm happy either way. But it might affect them in the long run. You gotta be okay with that.
I mean, I guess that's the worst part, because it's like it affects you and you're gonna try to make it affect me, but at the end of the day, if you're the one, he's hiccuping, that's normal. At the end of the day, if you're the one affected so bad,
that's not normal.
Why aren't you leaving me instead of why Instead of complaining, why don't you just leave me?
I agree. I do agree. I think it's okay for them to like let you know that it upset them, but for them to hold it against you without giving you any way to redeem yourself, I think that's wrong. Like, if they're just doing it to give you a hard fucking time, like, I think that's just immature. But, there's a way to say it. Like, I think any feeling, literally any fucking feeling is valid, but it's what you do with it. Like, if they're trying to ruin your life because you did this small thing months ago, like, there's no value from that. You're not going to learn anything. They're not going to learn anything. What's the point?
Yeah.
Women, bro.
For real. All I can do is reassure you.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, they also know that. Like, they know that. They probably know nothing that you can say about it is going to even make them feel better. But they're still going to make a big deal out of it.
Like, what do you want me to do? Almost cheat and then stop?
And I get it. Like, I get being offended by it. But, you don't have to make a whole fucking war out of being offended by something.
So, I don't know. Me? I guess, like, yeah, that would upset me. But that's why, like, I don't even ask. Like, I don't want to know. Like, personally, like, I would rather not know anything about my partner than know everything about them as far as, like, other people.
I mean,
some detail, but, like, I don't need, like, the hoey details.
Right.
Like, I can know about people, but, like, I don't need to know about details.
Correct. That doesn't change anything. It's going to make you have a more vivid picture of it, and it's just going to make it feel worse for you. I agree. Like, I think it's important to share if the person wants to know, but the person needs to know. Like, they're going to fucking find out, and they're going to find things they don't like, so why are they asking if they're going to literally kill you over it?
Are you a want-to-know person?
I'm definitely a want-to-know person, but I think I've stopped asking, like you said, like, specific questions. Like, if there's something, like, that is big that I want to know, I will ask. But
would you ask someone you meet now their body count?
No.
Yeah, me either.
No. Not important.
Right? It's, like, not important. But, like, if you tell me it and it's high, it is going to upset me. So, like, I would not want to know.
I'm more interested in, like, how many relationships have you been in?
Yeah. That tells more then.
Right. Like,
Yeah,
someone says they have a high body count. It's like, okay, did you just have a really bad hoe face? Like, it doesn't really tell much about where they are now anyway. Like, they could be completely changed and different, so.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't want to know, because I definitely want to fucking know, but I probably won't ask.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Everybody just wants to know everything, and they want to know all the little details, and that shit just makes me so uncomfortable.
I mean, I totally get it. Like, I don't know, like, I'm curious too, but
I feel like
it's just better left unsaid.
most of the time, too, it comes out in, like, moments of anger.
Right. It's never with good intentions.
They're like, so how was so-and-so? Just, like, out of nowhere and stuff like that. It's like, what?
Right. If they're asking you about your body count, they're not doing it thinking, oh, he could have a low one and I'm going to praise him for that. No, it's like, if he has a high answer, I'm going to fucking wreck his world. It's important, I think, to know someone's past, but not in a specific way. And if it is specific, maybe about, like, why did the relationship end? Like, what did you learn? Not, tell me how you guys had sex. Like, that's not fucking productive.
Yeah. They're craziest questions. Like, I think being young made it so, like, that not that it was normal, but maybe just didn't know, like, that it wasn't normal. So, like, I would, like, answer that stuff, and I think it just made for more of a toxic relationship.
Jeez, Bobby.
But, like, in a way, I would say, like, being asked that stuff is traumatizing.
It is.
Not because it's, like, that detrimental to me, but it's, like...
It's like you're making me feel bad for things that I did before I even fucking knew you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't make me hate myself because I hit some twos on the road to you. I'm kidding, but you have to slay a few dragons to get to your queen, right?
Exactly. And don't let a girlfriend stop you from finding your wife.
But there were no twos either. Nothing below a 9.5.
Is that true? What's the lowest you've been with? You don't have to name names.
Okay, to me personally, lowest was probably a 6, but then after that's probably like an 8.5. An 8.
I don't think I've gone lower than...
Everybody's
Are we
scale
talking
is
dating?
different. Nah, I'm just talking about
Anything?
been with you.
I haven't gone lower than a 7.
7.
I've only dated 8s and up.
See, I'm only giving this person a 6 too because like they're a little chubby. It's not my type.
Wow.
It's not my type, you know? Maybe that's someone's type. But like that's the thing, like
Xbox, record
hey,
that.
I'm not saying I like skinny bitches. Cause like I ain't never been with a bitch that's skin and bone.
Good for you. You're the skin and bone in the fucking equation.
Okay, now I like a healthy woman. I like her. Yeah, honestly. I feel like
eyeing me up
I
and
feel like I
down.
might be making you uncomfortable.
No.
But no, like you have like a healthy body, I would say.
Yeah.
Where it's not like
Could be skinnier, but I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself chubby.
yeah. Not at all.
Could be a little more toned.
Mm-hmm.
That's alright though.
But like that's the thing, like
That's why I went to the gym this morning.
there's nothing wrong with a little bit of baby fat.
It's cute sometimes.
Especially when it's like Ben looking back at you and it's like there.
That is so specific, but so true. I'm glad we share a love for women.
For
I
real.
feel like it really connects us.
Now tell us, how do you make a woman happy sexually?
And you ask her.
Yeah, that's respect. At what date?
April 3rd.
What fuck sesh do you get preference?
Could be on one. I mean, you could start trying, doing your best, but if like 10 minutes in you realize maybe she's not loving it, you can ask her. You don't even have to be like, what exactly do you like? Do something and say, do you like it? How does this feel?
That's good.
Especially, I feel like it's more important with like first time sexual partners too. Because like you don't know their body at all.
Yeah, well, I think that's why at first I just pretty much go like as vanilla as it gets and like not like rough at all.
Right.
And then I guess maybe after a few times I'll like ask them if they like it rougher.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, you
ask
could
them,
let
like, how
them
they
guide
like
you
it.
too. Right. I feel like you can kind of vibe it out too. Like if you're going real soft and she's like fucking slamming her shit against you, maybe it's a sign.
Yeah.
Read the signs.
As a little verge. Well, not a verge, I guess. I
But
was
a
told
newcomer.
that I was too aggressive.
But also, like,
So-
what's too aggressive to someone might be good for someone else.
But like I needed to hear that, right?
Yeah,
And
I think you did.
I only got told that after everything too, like as like a way of being told like it was like trash.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think when I was younger too, like I was afraid to speak up about things I liked or didn't like too. But Over time, I think I've realized if you don't speak up, it's just not gonna be good. What's the point?
Yeah, you guys have to help train each other.
You should speak up before you have to go, ow! It's usually not good to get there because then it's just a turn off.
Yeah, or like, not today. It's still not ready after yesterday.
That's not necessarily horrible. Like, maybe she liked that how it was yesterday, but it's genuinely not ready.
Oh, true.
How do you make a woman happy sexually?
How do I?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, foreplay. Essential, which you didn't mention, Haven.
Okay. I didn't know we were going fucking step by step.
Oh, okay. So, yes, foreplay is important. You need
How long?
80 to 120 minutes of foreplay. No, it depends. Honestly, I feel like not in a relationship, the foreplay is a lot longer. And then in a relationship, you get to the action more. What about, do you agree?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Maybe, okay.
I feel like you need more foreplay in a relationship. It makes it more interesting.
All
Like,
right.
sex can get very boring with the same person. Like, after a long time.
Then this might be shallow.
Also, if you're just trying to hit it and quit it, like, why are you spending 90 minutes on foreplay? Just get it over with.
Okay, so if you're only going to hit it once.
You actually spend 90 minutes on foreplay?
Not 90 minutes, but like.
An hour, even?
I could spend close to an hour.
What is foreplay to you?
Like, fingering, touching, kissing, licking, sucking, everything that's not penetration.
Oh, okay. It's different for me because that's literally sex for me.
True. What is foreplay for you then? Kissing and.
Yeah, I guess anything other than, like,
I
fingering.
never thought about that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
like,
so I would pretty much consider
Okay, that makes
everything
sense.
but sex foreplay. So, yeah, I don't know. I like to.
you don't consider fingering someone. That's so.
What do you?
I have such a different
I've
concept.
always thought fingering was considered foreplay, but like in
I
a
think
lesbian
that's-
relationship,
That's sex.
I would imagine that would be sex because like even like you can have sex without penetration in a lesbian relationship, I would say. Obviously, because like you don't have to use a dildo.
Right.
So, yeah, it is interesting. I wonder where that line like draws in the LGBTQ
IA plus
sex book. What is foreplay for gays?
I
Well,
honestly,
see, like for men though, that would mean it's the exact same as like me if you were two gay men, right? Because like you have like the tools to put it in each other.
right. I still like even.
I'm curious what Google would say foreplay is for a lesbian.
I still feel like fingering for straight people is sex too. This might be a wrong opinion.
Is fingering foreplay?
I think anything where you are trying to make the person come is sex.
You think so?
Yeah.
think-
Right?
I mean, it's different because I think girls can like go for like those simultaneous like orgasms, whereas a guy like will need like some time. Like, you not necessarily need some time to chill, but like
Not me though.
no, me definitely, but like I'm like after sex, like you will still leak out like more cum than you do before it for like 15 minutes. So like I don't know, you don't want to go right back in if they're not like on the pill or if you're not using protection.
This is so interesting. I did not know that was even a thing. I didn't know you fucking leaked.
No, yeah. Uh-huh.
Fucking put a sock on that shit and suck it up.
It'll, yeah.
Very odd.
This is so long. I can't even read all this shit. There's no organization into this. I want to know what is foreplay.
That truly is foreplay for lesbians, that whole fucking thing.
This is just... I looked up his fingering foreplay, and this is what I found. Often when people talk about foreplay, they're talking about petting, dry sex, mutual masturbation, manual sex, fingering, or hand jobs, or oral sex. These things can also be called outer course.
Okay, but what about for lesbians?
Okay, so I was just trying to figure out if fingering is considered foreplay.
Yeah, I just had to prove me wrong for first before we got anywhere else.
Okay, a serious answer from a lesbian. We all have different definitions. We all like different things, just like straight women do. My flippant answer would be that there is no difference. We just slide from playing to serious business and back again without any clear delineation.
Kind of true. I feel like it definitely could just be more of a feeling than a action.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like one time, I could be fingering someone and just like, oh, like this is just for fun.
Yeah.
And then one time I could be like, this is sex.
And it's good too, because then you like can choose who's on the list and stuff. You're like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I want that body on the list.
That's fucking funny. Yeah.
Babe, I just fingered her.
Babe, it was just foreplay. What do you mean? Yeah. Got a point.
If my girlfriend says she wants to have sex, that would mean that we hop into bed and whatever happens, happens. Probably starting with hands on crotches and going from there. If
crotches is crazy.
If she says she wants me to fuck her, it means that I'm going to penetrate her either her vagina or ass with either fingers or a toy.
I'm gonna answer.
Wait, that is weird because that was the same lady that says she considers it everything. But she did say when her girlfriend will ask her to fuck her, and when she asks her to fuck her, she wants her to use her hands or a dildo. And when she says she wants to have sex, they'll just get into bed and, I guess, have foreplay. So I guess they're considering it all sex, and I guess it's more based on, like, aggression in a way, right?
It's just intention, I guess. Not aggression necessarily. What if you had like aggressive foreplay? Like really soft sex?
True. Have you ever... It's different for women, but like...
Ask.
I was going to ask if you ever came before...
Yeah.
Before sex.
No.
Or like during foreplay.
If I'm coming, I'm having sex.
Okay, have you come before you wanted to come?
Yeah.
But then it doesn't affect you because you can still keep going, right?
Depends on a few things.
See, that's the thing. One time during foreplay, I was like, oh my God. I was like, stop. You're not going to be able to make it to the next step. And yeah, that was a thing once.
Well, the thing about, I guess, lesbians is like they could go almost infinite.
Either way, 4 hours, 100 burst, 200 pops.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you want to know this about me, but I got like max 3 in me.
Like 3 orgasms?
Yeah. But I can't go like back to back to back to back. Like usually if I come first, like we're switching the scripts for a second.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I think some women can literally back to fucking back, but I think that's more rare than you think.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
like you need just a second to chill. Very sensitive. It's like, ugh.
That makes sense. I will say in the previous relationship, if she came before me and I couldn't do it within like a minute, she would tap out and say it was too intense.
Yeah.
What is that, like the orgasm just not stopping though?
No. Well, maybe, I don't know what it was for her, but I feel like once you orgasm, like for women, it's everything just like so sensitive, almost in like a painful way for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's like, let me just chill for a couple minutes and I'll be ready.
Interesting.
Yeah. It usually works out perfect. One person goes, and then it's the next person's turn. And then by the time you get back to the next one, it's usually good.
Yo. Have you had it happen at the same time?
Yeah. Fire.
What'd you say? Yeah. I don't know. There's something about that like, I don't want to get all spiritual or anything. But like there's something about it happening at the same time that is like a way different feeling than it just happening separately.
Yeah, it's a lot hotter. I don't feel anything spiritual about it other than
I wouldn't say
that was
spiritual
fair.
either, but just like a higher level of a
Intimacy.
orgasm. Yeah.
That's it. Well, I think that probably increases like your orgasm, like watching the other person orgasm, because it's just like oh, that's hot. You know?
Yeah.
Like if you're watching someone orgasm, like it's gonna turn you on, so it's gonna increase whatever you're feeling.
True. I'm in a place where like I would want a partner who like does not know anybody I know. And I would kind of just rather not know like someone else's previous life. Or like I'd probably also not want people knowing like people I knew in high school.
Yeah, there's a lot of peace in that, for sure. I think I agree with you. Maybe that's why I date someone from another country.
It's just like easier because like
No preconceived ideas.
right, and then even like when it comes to like exes and stuff, like I'd rather you not have like dated somebody that like I know or was friends with ever.
Yeah, because I feel like once you know the person, you have a more vivid image of it, and that's just not comfortable. Like, say you meet a girl, and she's been with 2 people. One of them, you know. The other one, you don't know at all. You don't even know what they look like. And she tells you about, like, their sex lives together. The one that you know is gonna upset you a lot fucking more. Right?
Yeah.
The other one you're gonna be like, like, he's probably irrelevant.
Right. Months ago, I had downloaded Tinder. Like for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, I hated that shit, and I hated when I would like meet girls on there. I never met up with anybody. That was the other thing. But like I would talk to people, and then I hated when I would see their Instagram and they're following people I know.
Yeah, because it's like, what do you know?
Right?
I don't like that either.
Whether it was like a girl or a guy. Because like if it's a guy,
You're
like,
on Tinder
bruh.
for guys?
No. I mean, if it's a girl or
I
a guy
know.
following them.
I know. I can dream.
But I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just the type of people that are on there, but like I did not ever want to like actually meet up with the girls after talking to them.
Yeah, that's how I met my second girlfriend. It was on Bumble. And honestly, most of them I had no intention of meeting.
Right?
But
It's really
eventually,
weird.
Eventually, I mean, obviously we dated, so something different was there, but it was definitely weird.
So I think I was just getting my followers up.
That's a good idea.
I didn't have
You
my
gotta use that.
Instagram in it, but like
Hey, I
That's
really
where
checked this
everything
app.
went
Let's talk on here. And then just never talk to him.
no. I mean, we would talk on Tinder. I feel like they would ask for my Instagram and then I would give it to them. They would follow me. I'd follow them back and never hit them up. Like,
How many times did you like start a conversation, like the very beginning of a conversation, because you thought you were interested and then just never texted them again? I feel like I did that so much. Like they give a one-word response and I'm just like, yeah.
I don't even remember. It was weird. Like, I think part of it too is I wasn't like ready to like actually like meet people.
You just wanted attention, kinda.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
I've done it.
I would go on there. I'd match people, never talk to them.
Mm.
I honestly like most of the time just left it to them to like make the first move. Sometimes
do
I would
too.
talk to them, but Yeah, I don't know. That's the other thing too. I feel like the girls that would make the first moves were like the most impressionable than the ones that I like sent the first text to.
No, for sure. I was the same way. It was very rare that I sent the first message. Cause like if you're not gonna send the first message, you're not worth my time anyway.
Right. I feel like as a guy too, you have to. But like I'd see the match and I'd be like, did I mean to do this one? I don't know. There is
Probably
always
not the one if you're thinking that.
I'd always like I don't know what it is. I'd always find something about someone to like make me not like them. But any of the girls that like would hit me up first, they did pretty well.
I'm so tired and sleepy and hungry.